What's up, everybody? Double Daddy here from TokenPathways.com. How are you today? Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe wherever you're viewing this. Always appreciated. Helps us out, helps you find us easier. And we're going to just share with you that today we're coming live from a beautiful, beautiful stretch of land inside a tent. And as I look to one side, I see a beautiful lake. And on the other side, behind me, there is a highway. So if you hear strange noises, now you know what's going on. Diving right into today's articles, we're having a look at Michael Saylor predicting that the price of Bitcoin is going to soar over 12,000% per coin to $13 million by the year 2045. Now, Saylor continues to cite Bitcoin's fixed supply, growing institutional demand, and over 120 billion in ETFs driving a massive price surge and adoption. Now, I happen to think that this price prediction is conservative, because in 20 years from now, when you take a look at the halving and the amount of Bitcoin that's coming out of the entire network every day, we're talking about less than a Bitcoin. We're talking less than half a Bitcoin. We're talking Satoshis. So to own a Bitcoin at that point is going to be massive. It's going to define wealth. And I think 13 million per coin at that point is conservative. So Saylor goes on. I think he's predicting, it shows that he's announced this at the Nashville Bitcoin conference last year. And he's projecting, instead of a 29% annual return or an annual Bitcoin yield, as he refers to it, now he's being more optimistic and raising that to a 40% annual growth rate, which could push Bitcoin to 13 million per coin even sooner. Now, again, I am a believer that 13 million 20 years from now is conservative. We're at 105,000 today. 6 years ago, we were at 3,000. Realistically, without the institutional adoption that we have now, without the retail adoption that we have now, the Treasury's picking up this unit and not selling it, the stuff is gonna skyrocket. It's just a matter of time. If anything, I'd say that the larger institutions in the game right now are doing excellent work at hiding their accumulation of this asset, because, I mean, in this article, it points out that over 100 public companies already have Bitcoin on their books. I think here the other day even, we took a look at those metrics, and we see over 200 public entities publicly declaring Bitcoin on their books or in their treasuries or being held in some manner. And these are just companies that are choosing to share it with us. And that's 3.3 million Bitcoin that are being chosen to not being sold anymore. Well, the Bitcoin are being chosen, but the owners of those Bitcoin have chosen never to sell those anymore. So, Strategy, Saylor's firm, continues to lead the corporate challenge. They recently announced their plan to raise nearly $1 billion to further Bitcoin purchases. And they also cite Metaplanet in this article, which we discussed yesterday, who aims to raise $5.4 billion to invest into a total of 210,000 Bitcoin, or 1% of the entire circulating supply. So again, we've got fundamental facts here that show Bitcoin held on exchanges is at 7-year lows, showing strong institutional conviction. It's showing strong conviction across all market segments, to be clear. However, the institutional market segment is probably the largest one driving the purchases right now. So in a nutshell, we've got a Bitcoin bull saying price go up, and that's not a giant surprise. But again, we have to take a look at the macro here, and 20 years from now, I think Bitcoin's going to be closer to, you know what, let's just pull a number out of thin air. I think we're going to look at a $25 million Bitcoin by 2045. That's my conservative estimate. You heard it here first, 20 years in advance. Watch it age like milk, but hey. We're going to move along. We're going to see this article here about how the SEC is hosting a crypto roundtable tomorrow, and they're asking for retail involvement. So this is their 5th visit at some level when it comes to regulatory clarity and direction. Now, they're calling this roundtable DeFi and the American Spirit. And, I mean, cringe title of the year so far. Way to go, folks. So, name aside, I will give these entities a lot of credit. They're looking to question the future of regulation in the digital asset space. And Paul Atkins, the SEC chair, is inviting public participation, both in person and via the web, to gather feedback from industry participants and the broader public. So if you are a particularly loud and proud crypto individual, I would be signing up for this event if you live in the States tomorrow to have your voice heard. Now, it's not every day you get to speak to your government and hit the right audience when it comes to DeFi regulation, smart contracts, how financial applications built on the blockchain operate. And to determine if those need to comply with existing laws, you get to be a part of that if you want. Now, I don't understand why you wouldn't want to be. And take a look at the topics they're talking here. Token governance, how to automate systems without central intermediaries, my bad. Participants will explore how to balance investor protection with innovation. This is pretty cool. We've got the Crypto Task Force, who's asking for open dialogue, or the Commissioner Pierce, who leads the task force. And he's saying, and I quote, "We want to engage with developers and users to better understand their models and concerns," unquote. This is what she said during a recent briefing. Again, I'm not going to read you the entire article here, but again, we got to highlight some pretty awesome notes here. How the SEC intends to handle tokenized real-world assets. Goes on to cite a few companies. I believe one's called Segment. Yep, and then Vanex here as well. And they're talking about how to tokenize NFTs or have fractionalization services when it comes to luxury watches and trading cards in this case. But you can fractionalize anything. You can fractionalize art, you can do it with real estate, vehicles, anything that is classified as an asset that you want to tokenize and potentially profit on. This is giant eggs that are being cracked right now, folks. The proposal reveals that Segment will provide digital certificates linked to real assets and enable fractional possession. The firm is considering how federal securities laws apply to the offerings and checking if any exemptions are available. So, just like any business, you got to check for loopholes. However, it notes that BlackRock was at the previous meeting of the Crypto Task Force, and they indicate that as a result, big banks wanting to influence the direction of future regulations might follow. So, reading between the lines here, if you don't come and have your say, they've already come and had their say. So, realistically, now is the time to be heard. I'm not American. I wish that I had a venue for this for myself tomorrow. So, if one of you would happily speak on my behalf, I would love it if you would reach out to this program and say, hey, we love to see this kind of regulation by cooperation. We love to see roundtables such as this. And we love to see honest and open dialogue when it comes to the direction of a financial segment that we all want to partake in. Now, we've been regulated by oppression for many, many years. We've been regulated by foul opinion for many, many years. And it's time to change that. And the time to do that for us is tomorrow. So if you view this while it's happening, you guys still got a chance to run over there. If you see it before, fantastic. You've got a chance to have a look. If you view it after, maybe go have a look anyways and see what happened. This is not a small event. I don't have a link to where it's going to be broadcast yet. I wasn't able to find that currently. However, I'm sure that information is going to show up really soon. So, this is very sweet. We've had a very nice news day in the space, and I'm very happy to bring that to you. So, this video has been brought to you by your friendly neighborhood Double Daddy, who's camping in a tent today, looking at a beautiful view somewhere off in the Canadian Shield. We hope you got some value from this. We hope you take some time to visit us on YouTube, TikTok, X, or the website at tokenpathways.com and find a way to reach out or support us. We'd love to bring you more content. We'd love to bring you stuff you're interested in. So if you've got suggestions, we're always listening. Hope you have a beautiful day. Hope your day is as good as the weather is here, folks. Go forth, be your very best self.